So today we're very honored to have Frank with us.
What's up, guys? It's Frank, and welcome to episode 5.
Just kidding, guys. It's Mark. Wait, Mark is Frank? What? What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 5 of the Dapper Ape podcast. So this week we have super exciting news in NFTs, crypto, and Web3. What do you have for us, Mark?
So we're going to start off talking about Apple making regulatory changes to their app store regarding NFTs and crypto. I'll move on to talk about L'Oreal Paris and Meta making a partnership. And then we're going to talk about some criminal activity at the Argentinian border. And I'll finish up talking about SushiSwap's new legal transition to 3 different legal entities. What do you got?
So funny story, actually. I have that Apple article too. And on top of that, I'll be talking about NFT restaurants, NFTs going into real estate, and we'll also be talking about how Ernst & Young is diving into Web3. So without further ado, let's get it with the first topic, Mark.
All right, awesome. So the first thing we had for you guys, Apple has decided to change their regulations on their app store so that NFTs may only sell, you may only sell NFTs if you're doing it through the in-app purchases on the app store. So this is huge because they're going to take as much as 30% from these transactions. And this isn't like creator royalty, this is to Apple. So now it makes me wonder, like, you can't really take creator royalties on top of that because then it's like 40% of proceeds are just gone. So I think that's huge. What comes to mind for you?
Yeah, I think this has huge implications on NFT projects because those projects that were advertising that they'll make apps that allow like tap to enter and features like that, they'll no longer be able to do that because clearly on their website it states how NFT projects that want to use like tap to enter and features like that, they can only sell goods after this 30% tax Mark was talking about. So yeah, I think the amount of friction they added to this ecosystem will just slow down a lot of innovation, and it's not bullish at all for NFTs. What do you have anything else to add?
I don't know. I just hate it all around. I feel like this means we're just going to be sticking to websites, and NFTs aren't coming to mobile anytime soon unless you have an Android.
Yeah, I think for the Solana phone that's going to come out in January of 2023, this might be huge, right? So people that are in the NFT space might want to get a Solana phone now. As an Apple user, I don't think I'm going to change my phone just so I can use NFTs better, right? But let's say some technology came, like tap to enter, right? And there's like some exclusive NFT events that you need to go to and you need an Android phone, then I might reconsider in the future, depending on how the utility changes. But as of right now, I don't plan on changing a phone just because Apple putting this out. So that basically means that it's a huge L for the crypto space because this just shuts out like 50% or more of the market.
All right, without further ado, I'll hop into my next topic. So, Meta and L'Oreal Paris, the beauty company, have made a partnership that's basically going to be a startup accelerator for metaverse projects. So it's almost like a launch pad between a beauty company and Meta. So I think this is really big because when I would think, like, who's going to get involved in the metaverse space, I wouldn't think a beauty company. But then again, I also wouldn't have thought Cheetos. So it's just a bunch of people I would never have expected. And on top of this, they also appointed a chief metaverse and Web3 officer. Not Meta, L'Oreal Paris. So the beauty company is hopping straight into the metaverse, and they say that they intend to leverage AI-based makeup to attract more customers. What do you think about that?
I think that's actually genius because I think when it comes to the metaverse, I think like for DAWs, this was one of the main value propositions. It was choose who you want to be. I think people getting to choose how they look will be a huge part of it. And I think people will actually pay to change how their digital identity looks. So I think L'Oreal Paris can even end up selling virtual makeup for like all custom avatars, right? So I think, I think there's huge potential here. And I think, people will definitely pay for stuff like this, especially if it's branded and stuff.
Completely agree. What do you got next?
Along these similar lines of L'Oreal partnering up with Meta, Ernst & Young, which is one of the largest investment banks in the world, actually started a lab here in the United States, and they call it the EY Wavespace Metaverse Lab. And the coolest part about this is Ernst & Young wants to take a stab at the metaverse for the workplace. So this metaverse lab they created is only focusing on making immersive video call experiences to replace stuff like Zoom. What do you think? Do you think in the future we could be working in the metaverse and work from home will be in a virtual setting?
I think that's very possible. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of what Meta is trying to do by partnering with Microsoft to bring Microsoft Office products into the metaverse. I'm seeing a lot of these huge companies deciding that, Zoom calls aren't adequate. We don't feel like we're really interacting with each other, but the metaverse is, I think that's very solid potential to engage the workers and just make the workplace feel more, not like inclusive, but make it feel more real, even when everyone's working virtually or halfway across the world.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think there's huge potential for people to start working in the metaverse because anything that's more immersive and technology, they always go hand in hand. Like technology has to be more immersive for the user to be addicted, for sales to go up. So it's like a cycle that feeds into itself. So technology always has to be more immersive, and if that involves us working in a VR setting, I think that's maybe 10 years out, maximum 20 years out. So especially these companies moving their chess pieces right now just goes to show that, the metaverse is the future.
I'm bullish. I would think it could even be more like 5 years till we're working in the metaverse, but we'll see.
Yep, so not wasting too much time on this topic, I actually have a super fun topic next. So, out here in Switzerland, in Bern, Switzerland, the first Bored Ape Yacht Club cafe is going to start. It's going to be called the Bored Cafe, and every single drink in the store is going to be named with an ape type of theme. So I think it's just super cool just to see Bored Ape Yacht Club holders go out there, use their own IP, and create physical stores. Now we'll put up some pictures on the screen, and the coolest part of this cafe is everything from the wall painting to like the napkin you use is branded with Bored Ape Yacht Club stuff. What do you think?
I think that's really cool. Do you know if you get any benefits by owning a Bored Ape if you go in there? Do you get like free food or anything?
Yeah, the article I read says nothing about that, but for sure I would see that there is some benefit, right? But yeah, of course.
There has to be, right?
There has to be. We'll see. But yeah, I just found it super exciting because this is actually not the first time a Bored Ape Yacht Club physical store opens up. Last year, actually in Korea, the capital city of Seoul, in Q1 of last year, they opened up Bored and Hungry Cafe. So the Bored and Hungry Cafe opened up in Korea. It's a different Bored Ape Yacht Club holder, not at all related to the one in Switzerland. But the cool thing is, even there, they had ape-themed food, and they also had ape-themed snacks, drinks, and every single thing. We'll put up pictures from the Korean store as well. Literally everything, from the seats you're sitting on to the wrapper on the burger you're eating, had Bored Ape Yacht Club IP on it.
That's awesome. I love it. It's just like putting NFTs more in the line of sight of just everyone. The common person's just going to start seeing them everywhere, not only during NFT NYC where it's plastered all over Times Square.
That was very impressive though, just to walk in Times Square and see NFTs all around you. And that was also right before the bear market started, so I was like,
some
wow.
of them were scams too, and it was like, wow.
Yeah, for sure.
These scams have a lot of money.
But I think this NFT IP concept really works. And I'll tell you why. Because this is not another news article we're doing, but I was reading how BAYC, a 150-year-old poker card playing company, basically changed the design of their box at Walmart. So if you actually go to Walmart, you can buy a bicycle pack of playing cards that's branded with Bored Ape Yacht Club IP. So literally there's Bored Apes on the outside of the box, and there's nothing special about the cards on the inside, but on the outside they just released a limited edition Bored Ape Yacht Club version. And if I saw that on the shelf, I'd be scooping one up as an investment or something potentially. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'd buy it and just never open it and just hold it for 20 years, see what happens, and just have it sit on a nice shelf in my house or something. I could see it. I like the idea.
It's just a cool tchotchke. I mean, I would love to have it on the shelf here as well. And maybe it might be an investment. Who knows? If it's a limited edition in 20 years, not many people might hold on to it. But yeah, I think for sure people will be considering these things as collectibles.
Now I have something completely unrelated, but also kind of interesting. So, Argentinian Customs seized 14 shipping crates that had like over 340 crypto mining rigs in them. And in Argentina, these mining rigs aren't illegal, but you have to declare the purchases and pay like taxes on them and stuff. And the miners and importers didn't do that. They disguised it and tried to hide it with like cosmetics, pepper spray, just a bunch of random items. And then they got caught. So there goes 342 crypto mining rigs in Argentina based on an illegal mining operation. So those are gone. What do you think?
Makes me wonder how many times they got away with it.
Yeah, seriously. If this one failed, it makes me like 10 times.
Because no one's gonna send in like 300 mining rigs without like trying it with like 10 first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like So I feel like they got away with smaller numbers, but now when they tried for a big one, that's when they got caught.
Or maybe they just keep doing the size, and eventually they were like, why do they keep shipping 14 shipping containers?
Of just like
They need
random
more
stuff.
sunglasses? Yeah. Why do they have sunglasses and pepper spray in the same container? Without further ado, what do you got next?
So without further ado, I'm going to touch up on a topic we covered last week. So last week we talked about how Reddit was selling NFTs, and now this week we saw a 5,000% surge in some of Reddit's previous collections. So Reddit, this is not actually the first NFT set they're releasing. So the collection they released back in 2020 that was in partnership with Census X Reddit collectible avatars, those just shot up by 4,500%. So I think that's crazy, and there's everyone on crypto Twitter is talking about this right now. Everyone on crypto Twitter is talking about Reddit NFTs. Just some of their NFTs, like the Midas Touch Gold Edition, it's selling for like upwards of $25,000-$30,000. So I think that's just crazy because that's what, like 20 Ethereum? So that's crazy. What do you think?
It's amazing. I also keep seeing people from crypto Twitter switching over to Reddit, which I never thought I'd see that happen. I've even seen some people say, like, I've been on Reddit for 12 hours. Why did I waste 12 years on Twitter? And I was like, But I know r/crypto avatar is popping with Twitter degens now, and it's one of my favorite places to hang out, I gotta say.
See, the thing is, with Reddit, when they released their NFT collection back in like 2020, 2021, everyone just didn't give a shit about it. But now that they don't call them NFTs and they call them like collectible avatars or like digital avatars, now people are all over them. I saw memes about this too.
Yeah, the Trojan horse. But it's hilarious.
As someone who's active both on Reddit and Twitter, how would you compare the two?
I think I've never seen a community that hates NFTs more than Reddit. So I was shocked when it got big, and then I saw people on Twitter start talking about it, and now I think they're both like, so, which one of us is the exit liquidity? I don't think they can figure it out. And a bunch of people are coming from Twitter, have no idea that every subreddit has different rules. They'll say something stupid and get immediately banned and post it on Twitter like Reddit people are assholes, when it's like, dude, you posted a Bored Ape Yacht Club on Wall Street Bets. What did you expect? But
yeah, Wall Street Bets hates crypto. Not even NFTs, just crypto. They just
they were on a Twitter space the other day too, and they're like, we're trying to make it more open to NFTs, and if you have the word NFT in your tweet, it gets deleted automatically. So like,
we were both in that Twitter space,
don't mix.
And they got shut down hard.
They're all just like your favorite NFT influencers getting shit on Reddit, and I'm just like, can't say GM and get 400 likes on Reddit. No one cares how many followers you have.
Alright, so without wasting too much time on this article, what do you have for us next?
Alright, so the DAO of SushiSwap has followed legal advice to split into 3 different legal entities, So some of these are going to be in the Cayman Islands, and then another one's based in Panama. So they're splitting up, and like the Cayman Islands one is going to be to look over the exchanging process of it. And then they're going to be like, they're splitting up like the front end management into Panama, I believe. And it's just like, they're basically just doing this because they're getting sued by the US. Because the US was saying what they're doing is unconstitutional. And now the DAO has unanimously voted to split into 3 different legal entities to try to escape these regulations. And this was the work of the DAO. So it was decentralized, but not a single person voted against doing this. What do you think?
Yeah, I think all these crypto projects are doing illegal stuff. I think everyone across the board is doing illegal stuff. And it's not because they want to, right? It's because there is no regulation. Everything was gray area, especially in 2018, 2019. Like, the law wasn't even looking to crypto, right? Because they were too worried about, like, 2019 COVID coming in and stuff. So, now that COVID's past us, now is when they're really starting to regulate it. And I think SushiSwap is just the first to move to the Cayman Islands, where its financial situations are lax. Like, if you have money, come do whatever you want. So I think Bored Ape Yacht Club's probably gonna move there. I think all these projects, they're gonna start relocating from like Delaware to like Cayman Islands.
Yeah, I would. But I'm wondering why 3 different legal entities.
We should relocate, dude. Just
we should relocate. Let's just move.
Just as an insurance policy,
Definitely. Seems like a good call. I'm just wondering why 3 different entities, and some of them, I don't remember if there are 2 in Panama or 2 in the Cayman Islands.
It's probably so they can split up their income into 3 different companies and be in a lower tax bracket in each.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't know.
But it's just interesting stuff. But anyways, what do you got next?
Alright, so we have some super interesting news, and before me to touch up on this, I'm actually gonna be sending you an image. So just look at this image that I just texted you. Tell me what's different about this house.
Oh, I saw something about that. Is that the one where the title and the deed is transferred through an NFT?
Yeah, so this is the first house on Earth to be an NFT. And the craziest thing is, NFTs are not allowed to be holding like legal documents for a house yet. So to do this, what they had to do is they had to create an LLC that owns the house, and the NFT is ownership over the LLC. So there's a lot of technical stuff going on in the back to make this happen. And technically the house is not the NFT itself, but the house is 100% owned by an LLC, and the only thing the LLC owns is that house. So it's just kind of like a legal loophole through which they made this house into an NFT. So regardless if they had to use a legal loophole or not, I think in the future, when you Google the first house to turn into an NFT, this is the house that'll pop up. So I think it's still super special. We'll put up a picture of it right now just to show the viewers. And do you have any final thoughts on it?
Honestly, it seems like a lot of work to make a house into an NFT. What comes to my mind is weird flex, but okay. But it's still cool. I love it for the space, and I'm glad they did it.
And if you guys are wondering, the house sold for $175,000. So it's not much here in the US. It's actually on the lower end of houses. So that's all we have for you guys this week. Tune in next week to hear exciting news on crypto, NFTs, and Web3.